I just find it extremely hard to believe that if Miss Lively, she states she was repeatedly harassed sexually. It states, giving that the meeting was about repeated sexual harassment and other disturbing behavior, that she wouldn't have her lawyers present. That she wouldn't have her lawyers because back in 2017, when she had claimed that a makeup artist SH'd her by using his finger to put makeup on and took pictures of her on set when she was sleeping, she was reporting it, and she claims that the studio did nothing until she got her lawyers involved. So already, why wouldn't you get lawyers? Why would you have Ryan Reynolds there? Of course you can have your husband there, I guess. I don't know anyone that brings their significant others to very important business meetings. That's not very grown of you. However, why not also just have your lawyer or your manager or your agent, right? Because he also repped Justin Baldoni. So why only Ryan? And this is where it kind of doesn't make sense for me personally, but please let me know what you think. I'm super interested in hearing your thoughts. But in her own admission, it says, at the end of the January 4th meeting, having discussed at length the details of concerns that had been expressed by Miss Lively and others, although others weren't present in the meeting, you think if other people were feeling uncomfortable as well, they would. Anyway, the parties agreed to implement and follow the protections for return to production to ensure that the film could be completed, marketed, and released safely and successfully. And it was. Production of the film resumed on January 5th and concluded on February 9th. As discussed below, the film has been a resounding success. Oh my God. OMG, I can't even. Is this girl talking about being uncomfortable and SHing a hug? A hug? On set? Do you know how many people I hug on set? I mean, when everybody, especially if you're the director, I just don't think she's used to. Oh my God, I don't know, but look, let's just read what it says here. As the cast and crew returned to production on January 14th, Miss Lively reassured a female cast member that as a result of the production that Wayfair and Sony had agreed to, you don't need to hug anyone this time, to which the female cast member responded with gratitude. Miss Lively continued that he won't touch you, or shouldn't. I don't think he or Jamie Heath will. Miss Lively expressed her belief that it would be a professional set and we're getting back to good work. And we're getting good work. A hug? I'm sorry? And also, as a producer, again, on the set, was there no privacy clause that you should have followed? This just... It's not looking good. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. I'm so sorry. A hug is like... If you're not a hugger, just say, hey, I don't like to hug. I'm sure he wouldn't have hugged you anymore. But you, behind his back, saying like, oh, he's not going to touch you anymore. Over a hug? I really thought this was just going to be a 3-part series, but girl. Okay, so then she goes into the marketing plan, right? Which we all know now was Ryan Reynolds' company, I believe, but I'm still going to definitely come with the facts on that. But even the marketing plan, okay? No one told you, Blake. No one told you to wear your florals, okay? No one told you to promote your hair care line and your alcohol business. Even in these words of the marketing plan, it like, oh my gosh, it even says here, the marketing plan they're going to show, so I'll show that when I get to it. But it says the marketing plan directed the cast to focus more on Lily's strength and resilience as opposed to describing the film as a story about DV, and to avoid talking about the film that makes it feel sad or heavy. It's a story of hope. Yeah. You can talk about it without it being heavy. You can talk about it as hope. You can talk about the strength and resilience of Lily, the things that she had to overcome. Not her wardrobe, not her flowers, not her rings, not her... I'm trying. But y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can still talk about it without it being sad and heavy. You can still talk about the movie, which we saw Justin do in his interviews. He didn't sway from this marketing. I mean, even the way it says here how, avoid talking about this film as it makes it sad or heavy. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that you have to turn it into a Barbie movie, right? She goes on to say, in the days leading up to the film's release, Mr. Baldoni abruptly pivoted from the film's marketing plan and the types of publicity of activities in which he had previously participated. What the public did not know was that Mr. Baldoni and his team did so in an effort to explain why many of the film's cast and crew had unfollowed Mr. Baldoni on social media and were not appearing with him in public. To that end, he and his team used DV survivor content to protect his public image, as described further detail below. I'm very interested to see that, because from what I saw, Justin was just being Justin, and he was talking about the resiliency of Lily, and he was talking about hope. And he was making the film, it is a serious topic, but he wasn't making it sad. She goes on to say that a female cast member was texting her saying that how his pivot was jeopardizing the success of the film. I disagree, but then again, that also is like opinionated, right? Anyway, very hearsay. And it'll be interesting to see if that's the same female cast member who we think it is, right? If you guys are colluding together, that's very interesting. But then they do bring in Steve Soritz saying that at the premiere on August 6th that he was overheard saying that he's willing to spend $100 million to ruin the lives of Miss Lively and her family, as he should. Sorry, but where's the proof? Again, evidence. It'll be interesting to see if she even has that in here, because at that point it's like, did he say it, didn't he say it, who did he say it to? Very interesting. And she's saying that Mr. Baldoni and his team did a social manipulation. It was multi-tiered and it was designed to destroy Miss Lively's reputation. It's very interesting because Justin has pulled receipts and shown us that even through the marketing plan, he was trying to help Blake. He was trying to help the movie. He was actively in emails with Sony, with Blake's own IG being like, this is not working. We need to pivot. Blake, I hope you have these witnesses that are willing to step forward, because what you just said of Steve Soritz, this person better be testifying for you, because it says, page 1027, that was not the only time Mr. Soritz made such a threat. Later in August 2024, even though the film turned out very well and Wayfarer had made a lot of money on it, Mr. Soritz confessed to another witness, an individual who was working with Wayfarer on an unrelated project, that if Miss Lively and Mr. Reynolds ever cross the line ever, then I will go after them, he declared. I will protect the studio like Israel protected itself from Hamas. There were 39,000 bodies. This will be 2 bodies when I'm done. Minimum. Not, but to me. So that kind of, I don't want to say the word, but if they ever get to that point, then I'll make it worth their while, because I'm going to spend a lot of money to make sure the studio is protected. Wouldn't you, if you, Blake and Ryan, if you cross the line and you start going after them, they in turn will protect themselves, which they've done. You dropped the story in the New York Times before you even filed your claim and lawsuit, and then they've come back, right? So you can't just go cross the line and attack people and not expect them to defend themselves. That's Delulu. She's still going on about it was a retaliation for Miss Lively exercising her legally protected right to speak up about their misconduct on set. Girl, you spoke up about that a year before, right? Like in January. Now we're talking about in August, so like 7 or 8 months later. Why would they now do it? Because now it's gotten even worse. You took over the movie, you took over the editors, you got rid of the composers, and you had that man sitting in a freaking basement. What did you expect was going to happen? You wanted this man because he gave you everything, every one of your demands. You were expecting that he was just going to walk away silently.